When are we getting Trailer 2? What's happening with these scam pre-orders? And what are the actual development costs of GTA 6? In this week's episode of GTA 6 News, I'm going to break down all of these individual points and expand on some of the news and information that we have on all of them. So the first thing I want to start off with is one of the questions I get asked the most. I'm not joking, it's been about 100 people this week that have asked this, and of course it's the most common question I get asked in my live streams. When are we getting Trailer 2? Now I have to say this is purely a theory and speculation based on the information we have available, but looking at the history of Rockstar Games and all the information we've ever had from them, the biggest news from Rockstar always comes when Take-Two Interactive have their earnings calls. For example, on the 8th of November when Take-Two Interactive had their earnings call, it was actually that morning that Sam Houser announced on Twitter that we were going to be receiving Trailer 1 in December. And if we take a look at the past 10 years of history for Take-Two Interactive, every single big announcement or big trailer has come on the day of or a couple of days before a Take-Two Interactive earnings call. Now the reason why I'm relatively confident that we're going to get Trailer 2 around about May sort of time, especially around about the 8th of May, is because Take-Two Interactive have their next earnings call. And this earnings call on the 8th of May is very important because this earnings call is a summary of fiscal 24, but also the fiscal 25 finalized predictions. Fiscal 25 is April 2024 to March 2025. And fiscal 26 is April 2025 to March 2026. Now, what does this actually mean? Well, if Take-Two Interactive say they're going to do above $7 billion in fiscal 25, that means that they're probably going to be releasing GTA 6 between the 1st of January 2025 and like the 30th of March 2025. Because we know for a fact we're getting GTA 6 in 2025, and Take-Two Interactive's current turnover is $5 billion. So to get an extra $2 billion over the next 12 months can only really mean one thing. So between the 1st of January to the 30th of March, that's when we're most likely going to get GTA 6. However, if on this earnings call in May, they give a prediction of $6 billion for fiscal 25, that means that GTA 6 won't be coming out in fiscal 25 and it'll be fiscal 26, which means it'll be after April 2025. So basically this earnings call in May is very important because that's when we'll pretty much get the exact release window for GTA 6. So this is the perfect time for Rockstar to release another trailer and potentially open pre-orders or release some more information or even an exact release date. Now that takes me on to my next point. When is the release date going to be? Well, in my opinion, based on the predictions that they've currently given for fiscal 25, I believe because GTA 6 is a Bonnie and Clyde love story, we're either going to get it on the 14th of February 2025, Valentine's Day, or potentially we're going to get it at some point in March, one of the Tuesdays in March, or potentially a Friday in March. Now the next point I want to get onto are these scam pre-orders, and this is becoming a serious problem. But before we get onto that point, I'd like to say a massive thank you to today's video sponsor, Private Internet Access. When browsing online, whether you're gaming or streaming online content, it's important to protect yourself. Watching Netflix without private internet access is like paying for a director's cut but only seeing the trailer. Private internet access helps you overcome all of these restrictions and dangers by giving you the option to change your IP address to one of their 91 countries to choose from and 50 US states, allowing you to gain access to websites and services that are only available in those particular locations. Private internet access works on Windows, Android, Mac, iOS, and many more. And you can use one private internet access subscription on as many devices as you want. And no, that's not one at a time. You can use it on an unlimited amount of devices all at the same time. So if you want to stay protected on the internet, use the link down below to save yourself 83% on private internet access. That's just $2.03 a month. And you also get 4 months completely free. So these scam pre-orders, let's talk about it. Recently, I've been getting a lot of messages on Discord, on Instagram, and even emails from people with copies of their order confirmations for pre-orders of GTA 6. And a lot of these people are very excited, like they've just pre-ordered, they can't wait, they've been watching my videos, and this is soul destroying for me as a creator because I'm literally seeing people on a daily basis being scammed. Now, let me just talk about this in a bit more detail. Firstly, a lot of news companies are publishing articles talking about pre-orders and even talking about the websites that are offering pre-orders. These companies do not have inside access to Rockstar or Take-Two or anything to do with GTA 6. Pre-orders for GTA 6 are not open anywhere. Now, of course, you may say this is pretty obvious, but in my experience, a lot of people are falling for it, so clearly it's not obvious enough. A lot of these websites look very promising, but they say things like, we don't know the exact price of GTA 6, but we know it's going to be less than this due to our inside information, so we're going to charge you $75 $85 or $100 for your pre-order, and when the game comes out, we're allocated 1 million slots for the game, and you can be one of those million people that can download the game. Basically, it all makes sense and it all sounds kind of promising. The problem is all of these websites have clauses that allow them to take your money and not give you a game code or not allow you to download the game. I want to read an excerpt from one of these websites now, and this is pretty much full confirmation why you shouldn't be buying pre-orders from third parties at the moment. Under section 92.2, we're not obliged to fulfill pre-orders or pre-release content. In the case of unfulfillable orders, you're able to receive a full refund within 28 days of the original purchase, which will return to you in the form of a credit on your account. So basically, they'll take $75 or $100 from you, and if you want a refund, they'll give you that full amount back, but as in-store credits to use on the website. So either way, they're still getting your money. But the next bit is where it gets even more concerning. By purchasing a pre-order or unreleased game, you, the purchaser, are signing into a formal agreement with us, you accept that we may not be able to fulfill requests for game codes if the release article price exceeds or equals the value of your pre-order. If the 28-day cooling off period has been exceeded, we will return 50% of the order value to your account in the form of credits, redeemable through any of our digital goods. So basically, they take half your money, there's nothing you can do about that, and the other 50% of the money that you've given them, they'll return to you, but with credits that you can use on their website anyway. So basically, either way, you lose. And the reality is, I'm seeing a lot of these pre-orders being listed as like $60, $70. It's very likely that the game's going to be a bit more than that, maybe $80, $85 or something like that. We don't know for sure, and I'm not even going to speculate on what the price will be. There are so many different theories out there, and until we hear anything from Rockstar, we just don't know. So I really wish people would take a breather, think before they part with money for anything to do with GTA 6. Do not fall for these websites. Even if the website's legitimate, a lot of these legitimate websites have private sellers on them. And a lot of people at the moment are taking advantage of the hype for GTA 6. And that's fine, but not by ripping people off. So please do not buy any pre-orders for the game until Rockstar open the official pre-orders. Or if Rockstar announce a partnership with Steam or a third-party company, that's when you can start doing your pre-ordering process. Just because a company online says they're a partner of Rockstar doesn't mean they are. And the final thing I want to get onto is the development cost of GTA 6. Now, the figure that's been thrown out there at the moment is $2 billion, and I believe that. I genuinely believe that. And a lot of people are saying that $2 billion isn't possible. No one's going to spend that much money to develop a game. And I want to talk about a few other examples of games that have cost that much. So Modern Warfare 3, that cost around $1 billion to make. And out of that $1 billion, nearly half of that went on marketing. For GTA 6, which, you know, Rockstar are a developer with 6,000 or so employees, which means on average they spend about $300 to $350 million a year on salaries. Just in 4 years worth of development alone, that's $1.2 billion in salaries. And we have obviously theorized that the game's been in development for as far back as maybe script writing starting in 2014, development cycle probably around about 2016, 2017. We know that there was boots on the ground in Miami doing location scouting in 2018 and 2019. So there's a lot of employees that have been involved in the process. And you know, some of these employees, yes, they're on $25,000 a year, but a lot of them are on like $60,000 to $70,000 a year, potentially even more. So I think like $1.2 to $1.4 billion in salaries alone is a very fair assumption to make. Then when we factor in the marketing costs, everything from ad spend online to TV trailers to partnership deals to merchandising costs, I reckon that it will be around the $2 billion mark very easily. So that about wraps up today's video. Now, of course, I've tried to make this video as quick as possible and go through as much information as possible, but if you can hold on for just a couple of seconds, I'd like to do a little bit of promotion. So 3 days ago, I started live streaming, and you know, the first few live streams were pretty rough, and I apologize for not being the best live streamer. I am getting better, but my last couple of live streams have been really good, and you guys seem to really enjoy it. So I'm planning to live stream most evenings, and these live streams will be probably an hour to 2 hours long. But if you want to know when I'm live streaming, please turn on post notifications and updates by clicking the bell icon. That will let you know when my live streams are going live. It's going to be quite sporadic. I'm not going to be going live every day. There's not going to be a live streaming schedule. It's just going to be, cool, I've got a free evening, all my editing's done, tomorrow's video is ready, let's go live. I may even go live this evening. So I'll be announcing all my live streams on the community tab on my page and also on my Discord, which is linked down below. So make sure notifications are on and you're part of the community to know when I go live. Thank you all so much for watching today's video, and thank you to Private Internet Access for sponsoring, and a huge thank you to all of my members up in the top right hand side of the screen. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.